Welcome, my political friends of the interwebs. Just got done finishing up cleaning my SIG 229. Yeah, as you can tell, I have the 22 conversion kit on it. I think I'll leave the 22 conversion kit on for now because you know what, the price of ammo, it's what my main shooter is going to be right there. Listen, this is going to be a political video. I have a very serious question. And when I say serious, I mean serious. I'm not just throwing this out there to be a flamethrower or a bomb thrower. I'm very serious about this question. And I'd like your feedback on this. Here's the question. Is Harvard University a diploma mill? An expensive diploma mill, but a diploma mill nonetheless. That's the question. Is Harvard University a diploma mill? Because I got to admit, there are a lot of signs pointing to yes. I mean, you know, when I say expensive diploma mill, by the way, I mean expensive. I'm not real sure what tuition at Harvard is, but I'm going to take a stab at it and say probably 50 grand a year. Yeah, if you get a 4-year degree from Harvard, you're probably looking at $200,000. I'm not kidding. I know some people are like, what? No, I'm not joking. Here's the thing. There's a couple of things that make me wonder. I mean, really make me wonder, and actually kind of tilt me towards that they're just one giant diploma mill. Here's the thing. A couple of things. First and foremost, Elizabeth Warren, that whole situation really bothers me, and here's why. You got a situation where Harvard is hiring a female professor who's, you know, an educator of the kids. I mean, that's what they are. They're children. An educator of the children at Harvard. And she's not even honest about anything. I mean, here's a woman who flat out claimed that she was a Native American when she wasn't. There was no evidence of that, other than some oral history from her family. And that's really what she says. You know, I mean, it's like she said, well, my mom told me I was. You know, my mom told me I was a Native American. Well, whatever. But here's the thing. Here's kind of my point about this. Harvard, if you're going to charge $50,000 a year to go to your university, aren't you going to vet your professors? I mean, even a little bit. You know, I mean, and I'm only laughing because it's freaking laughable. You know, I mean, did they check anything on this woman? Seriously? You know, so if I was sending a kid to Harvard, you know, let's say I was sending my son or daughter to Harvard, and I found out that there was professors that clearly weren't vetted by the faculty that are teaching my child, I'd be pissed. That's the kind of crap that diploma mills do. The diploma mills don't care who they have on their staff, their faculty. It makes no difference to them. You know, they really don't care because it's not about education. It's about churning out graduates and getting paid. And at $250,000 per student, you know, or at least a couple $100,000 per student, that's not such bad money. If you're a university, that's pretty damn good money, actually. So, you know, you're in a situation where you're not vetting your staff at all because, you know what, you don't care. It doesn't really matter. Now, let me bring it to my other point. And I'm only using this student as an example because, truthfully, you know, it is what it is. It's just blatant, okay? Barack Hussein Obama attended Harvard, as well as, I guess, Occidental, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. We have no records on what kind of grades Obama got at all. We have no idea. What we do know is that Obama supposedly was a constitutional scholar, Harvard-educated constitutional scholar, and you know, I gotta question the situation because when you look at some of the laws that he has been a key player in, healthcare, Obamacare, you would think that a Harvard-educated constitutional scholar would know that was, you know, unconstitutional on all kinds of levels. You know, which tells me that unfortunately he got shorted when it came to education. You know, and considering he went to Harvard, all fingers are pointing at Harvard. Now we don't know what kind of grades Barack Obama got at Harvard because Harvard won't release those. They're sealed. And it just begs well, it demands to be asked. The questions demand to be asked. You know, he's clearly not that intelligent. Sure, he's a fairly decent speaker, especially if you put a teleprompter in front of him. And he's kind of got this chill vibe to him, and it plays well. He plays that well. But a constitutional scholar? I don't think so. You know, here's a guy that they touted as being the first African African-American, or African, however you want to put it, to be elected the president of the Harvard Law Review. And I always chuckle when I say that because they all make this out to be such a big deal, but truthfully it's not. It's literally like, I don't know, the German club in high school or the you know, the debate team, whatever. It's basically a club. You know, it's a club is what it is, with a fancy name. But it is just a club, like the Young Republicans. You know. So anyway, I suppose that, you know, he was very popular because, like most clubs, let me give you an example. When I was in high school, I was president of my class. Okay, it didn't mean I was a genius. It just meant that I was popular because ultimately it was a popularity contest. This is exactly what it was. So Obama becomes the president of the Harvard Law Review. Big deal. It's a club. The kids liked him. You know, it's all good. I mean, the fact that he was the first man of, well, shall we say, minority status, yeah, I guess maybe that's a big deal. You know, I guess. I mean, I don't know. So what? The club gave him the vote, you know, and he was black, so they need what? Pat on the back? You know, I suppose given the time frame, we're talking, man, maybe that was a big deal. It doesn't really matter. Here's my point, though. We don't know what kind of grades he got at Harvard at all. We do know, though, that he's not that smart. He's a good talker, but he's not that smart. So that goes back to clearly Harvard, in my opinion at least, is a diploma mill. Now, in the comment section, let me know. Now, here's the thing. Harvard could clear this up, and Obama could clear this up tomorrow. We know what kind of grades George Bush got. Herbert Walker Bush got. We know what kind of grades George Walker Bush got. We know what kind of grades Albert Gore got. But we have no idea what kind of grades Barack Hussein Obama got at all. So until Harvard steps up or until Obama comes up and says release the data, I can only assume that Harvard's a diploma mill. Literally, a diploma mill. I hope that's not the case, but all things are pointing towards it. You got Elizabeth Warren, who's clearly a liar, and who knows whether she's qualified or not, because it's pretty obvious that Harvard never vetted her at all. You've got the President of the United States, who is a Harvard alum, that they say is brilliant, but they don't ever release any records to prove that he was brilliant. And we've got actions that he's done that clearly says that he doesn't know jack squat about the Constitution. And he's supposed to be a constitutional scholar. You know, I mean, you know, if somebody graduates from Harvard, I think you expect a little bit more. I would expect a little bit more. Of course, I don't know, you know, who paid for his education. I guarantee it wasn't his family. They didn't have that kind of money. See, that's another thing. We don't have any idea who paid for his education. You know, maybe Harvard didn't charge him for his education. Maybe he was a recruiting ploy by this diploma mill. You know, I mean, who knows? I mean, they wanted to tout their diversity. Clearly, Elizabeth Warren proved that. They wanted to tout their diversity. You know, yeah, you got non-Native Americans or Americans or non-Indian Indians working there in the faculty, teaching the young minds. You've got graduates that are absolutely clueless when it comes to the Constitution. Diploma mill. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. Diploma mill. I'm just surprised that I don't see commercials at 3 o'clock in the morning for Harvard, their online business school or something, you know. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Because for me, until Harvard kicks loose Obama's records, until they prove, hey, look, this guy got these kind of grades. You know, and here's the thing about that. In all honesty, even if they were to release the grades, it still doesn't explain how stupid he is. So let's say well, I shouldn't say that. I guess it would if he was getting really low marks. You know, let's say his GPA was really, really bad. I guess that would explain it. But then, you know, you don't go to Harvard Law School and get really, really bad grades and stay in Harvard Law School, do you? I mean, am I wrong about that? Or, well, I guess if it's a diploma mill, you would. You know? I don't know. But, I mean, here's the thing. If he got A's, if they were showing him having an outstanding GPA, see, that would throw another kind of question to the whole thing, because then that even sets diploma mill even more, because clearly he was just being passed. You know, I don't know. You know, it's just bizarre to me. But, all right, I'm not going to keep going on this because I just can't figure it out, and I'm just going to go round and round with this thing. But in the comment section, let me know, do you believe Harvard is a diploma mill? That's question number one. And question number two, do you believe that they should go ahead and release Barack Hussein Obama's transcripts, his records? I mean, all of his records, including where he has put down where he came from. I mean, you know, because I'd kind of like to know. There's a part of me that believes that he put down that he, just like Elizabeth Warren lied on her paperwork with Harvard, I think Barack Hussein Obama did the same thing. Or maybe didn't lie, or maybe told the truth. We don't know. But let's just say he was just gaming the system. And in doing so, he put down that he was, you know, from Kenya. You know, and maybe there was an advantage to that when it came to Harvard. You know, I mean, I know these liberal schools, these way left-wing nut job schools, really like to tout the fact that they have all these, you know, people from around the world that they're educating minorities and whatnot, and they're, you know, they're making a difference in the globe. It's a real liberal wet dream that whole situation is. So maybe that was it. Maybe Harvard said to him, look, you don't got the money to go here, and that's not a problem. You just got to put down that you're from Kenya, and it's all good. You know? I mean, I don't know. That's the mystery that is Harvard, the apparent diploma mill. You know, if there's any graduates from Yale, let me know what you think, because aren't you a little concerned that, you know, that your rival Harvard is apparently a diploma mill? I don't know. People might start looking at Yale. You know, I don't know. Anyway, that's all I got. Like I said, in the comment section, let me know, do you think Harvard's a diploma mill, and do you think that they should release, and by the way, whether they should or Obama should release his records? Because I do. So anyway, that's all I got. See ya!